ら星崎さん見てて。これです。これが悪いこと。なぜ人を殺すのは悪いことなのかしら。なぜ人を生かすのは良いことなのかしら。それはなぜ？なぜ？さあ星崎さん、考えて。悪いって何？
やめてくれ。
悪って何かしら。
Dark anime is more than just blood, guts, and monsters. So, let's take a look at some of the best dark anime out there, from psychological thrillers to dystopian societies with subtle, twisted elements that give these shows a morbid, bleak, or downright twisted atmosphere. Hey guys, it's Animan here, and today we are going to be counting down the top 10 best dark anime, part 2. But be warned, some of these anime have such extremely desolate aesthetics that they'll make you feel miserable and hopeless. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon, set us all to be notified about our latest videos. Number 10. Midori. This anime is very dark and is very violent, and containing certain imagery which so disturbing it was actually banned worldwide, and most of its copies burnt. It only survived because of a few copies were saved from telesigning prior to the rest being burnt or confiscated to be destroyed. Even now, the movie has an incredibly low rating due to how many people were sickened by its content. The story is about a young orphaned girl who joins a freak show circus troupe whose members, well, let's just say it would be better for her to have died out on the street in the cold, alone, and scared, rather than go through what the freak show members do to her. This anime is considered one of the most disturbing in the world, with its intense violence, animal violence, being shown from start to finish. This isn't designed to be fun or entertaining. This anime, with its dark parts in them, is designed solely to shock and frighten. Number 9. Tokyo Tribe. Here's one you may have heard for one reason, and one reason only. The majority of the story revolves around gang wars and turf wars, which in itself is a little dark, but not any darker than you'd expect from your average anime. However, there is one scene in particular that stands out, making it picked for this list. One single scene revolving around the man called Bupa, a tall, obese man who's ruthless and rotten to the core, completely self-absorbed and single-minded. An innocent bystander is brought into the behemoth of a man for his pleasure. Although we don't see everything, the salutes and the copious amounts of blood as a man is violated to death is more than enough to put us off our dinner. Number 8. Babylon. This is the most recent anime on our list. The story follows Zen Saizaki, a public prosecutor in the newly formed Shinsekai district of Tokyo. Zen and his partner, Fumio, investigate a case involving false advertisement. Then, as they investigate, a pharmaceutical company that lied about the results of a new drug they've been testing. The file of someone called Shin Inaba, an anesthesiologist, connected to the crime, and the case suddenly gets much darker when they discover a page that's covered in a mixture of blood, hair, and skin, with the letter F written all over it. They had no idea what they were getting themselves into, as the plot thickens and is revealed to be much, much deeper than originally anticipated, revolving around political corruption and the story behind the Shinsekai district. Only one thing I want to say to you guys: do not watch this anime if you cannot handle the intensity.
F. Female. 女。任せ。はい。ようこそ新しい世界へ。
Number 7. Black Bullet. Do you like Attack on Titan, but you would like to see a rendition of the idea in a modern setting, with more children dying? Then Black Bullet is the one for you. The story is about a parasitic virus that quickly takes over the world, called the gastrovirus. This virus infects hosts and mutates their body into monstrous beings that then attack and infect other humans, almost like how a zombie apocalypse starts. However, in rare circumstances, pregnant woman can be infected and pass it on to the child instead, giving birth to a seemingly normal human girl. These children have the same super strength and abilities that the Gastra monsters have, and are used to combat the monsters to keep the last few cities in the world safe. These children are outcasts and are treated harshly. One of the children, in a particular scene, had no food to eat, so stole a small amount of food. The result? She was caught, dragged to a secluded building, and shot multiple times. Situations like these show that real monsters are actually humans, not the creatures killing humans. Number 6. Gunslinger Girl. This anime is set in Italy, which makes this series rather unique with that alone. We follow the Social Welfare Agency, a so-called charitable organization sponsored by the government. They say that they help rehabilitate physically injured people, but are actually a military organization that specializes in counterintelligence and counterterrorism. They employ young girls who have had traumatic experiences or near-death experiences, fit them with cybernetic enhancements, and are given an adult male trainer to recondition them. The result being that these girls are brainwashed into working as spies and deadly assassins for the government to fight terrorists with. Not only is that a dark concept by itself, but there are many conspiracies that go along with the probability that the governments may actually be doing this, which is very frightening. Overall, Gunslinger Girl is a deep, thought-provoking show that really shouldn't be missed. The characters, the guns, and overall, the story make this one to have on your must-see list. Number 5. Gakkou Gurashi. Warning, this one has a spoiler in it, so if you have this one on your to-watch list, maybe skip this. This is mostly a high school slice of life series with 4 cute anime girls centralizing around the main character, Yuki Takaya, an 18-year-old schoolgirl who lives in Megurigoka Private High School, along with the other 4 main characters of the series, and her cute Shiba Inu dog. They stay inside the school at all times and have general interactions with each other in typical slice of life fashion. Sounds pretty cute, right? Well, that's your first mistake. Turns out, these 5 characters are all living in a zombie apocalypse, and Yuki is delusional, pretending that none of it is real, and her other classmates are all alive and healthy, going so far as to talk to them on a daily basis and have conversations with them in their head. This is all revealed at the end of the very first episode, and is a bombshell for anyone who had the opportunity to watch it without having it spoiled for them. From the second episode onwards, you're then doubting who's real and who isn't. How did the outbreak begin? Is there anyone to help them? Will they survive? And is any of it real in the first place? It isn't a particularly violent or gruesome anime either. It's very tame as regards to violence. However, it's still very dark, and won't shy away from murder and the death of children. Number 4. Paranoia Agent. Paranoia Agent is a fascinating concept turned into an anime, which was produced by Madhouse. That alone making it a series worth checking out. The story follows a girl, Tsukiko Sagi, who created a character called Maromi, which was a pink dog and incredibly popular around the world. As she was on her way home one night, she was attacked by a schoolboy on inline skates and a bent golden baseball bat. At first, the 2 detectives called in to investigate the case believed Tsukiko is lying until several more assaults take place. The detectives are unable to track down the assailant, and the public began to fear for their safety more and more as the attacks grow more frequent. The mystery behind this satirical thriller is intriguing enough on its own. However, as the story unravels, the plot thickens and grows darker with every episode until the truth is finally unveiled. Number 3. Blue Literature. The story of this anime told in the form of notebooks, reminiscent of an amnesia game, and tells details of his early childhood to his late 20s. It's written into 4 memorandums, beginning with his inability to make friends during his childhood, and also his unfortunate abuse. The second memorandum is when things start to go downhill, as he ends up taking up drinking, smoking, sleeping around, and even tries to commit a double suicide with an unwilling participant. This isn't even revealing the entire story, as this poor man goes throughout the rest of the book. Not long after it was published, Osamu sadly took his own life. The book was animated into 4 episodes as part of an anthology series called Aoi Bungaku. What sets this apart from all the other anime on this list is that this is based off a real human being. That these things really happened, and the imagery depicted is frighteningly accurate. Number 2. From the New World. Before beginning the series, you should be warned. From the New World is not a light watch. This is not the kind of anime that will provide laughter and cheap entertainment. It is an anime that requires the viewer to think and analyze in order to fully enjoy the story. This story is also about an outbreak, but not of a virus this time. Humanity suddenly gains psychokinesis, though only a very small percentage do. You're probably thinking this would be a great shonen anime about heroes versus villains. However, the sad reality is that there's many more people who would use their powers for evil than good. And when you can literally control things with your mind, there's not many people who can stop you. The world devolves into chaos with these powerful mind mutants taking over the world and recreating humanity, with the main story following a group of children 1,000 years into the future, growing up together, being friends, going to school, and then getting banished, having everyone in the town have their memories erased from them. This isn't just a dark anime, but a very unique coming-of-age story, where we get to see the aftermath of what happens in the anime, and seeing the characters we follow grow up and become adults. You might be thinking, where the hell is Death Note? Well, in the beginning of this video, I told you guys that this is the top 10 best dark anime part 2. That means I already have a part 1 of this video. You'll find the link of that video in the video description and comment section. Be sure to check out that video to get more knowledge about dark anime. Now, for number 1, we have Monster. This is a masterpiece anime. Those who have seen Monster can attest collectively to how incredibly uncomfortable and unconventional this show is. The topic of evil is proactively exploited throughout, revealing the extent of human depravity in conjunction with exploring matters like child abuse, mass murder, collective brainwashing, human experimentation, the value of life, and so much more. The story follows Dr. Kenzo Tenma, who is a well-esteemed neurosurgeon and is set to marry the love of his life. Everyone around him loves him and praises him for his work, and all is well with the world. That is, until one day, he has to perform surgery on an immigrant worker and is suddenly told to switch patients, so that he could help a famous performer. As a result of this, the worker dies. A similar situation comes up again, but this time, it's a young boy who needs an operation, and is being requested to perform on the town's mayor instead. He stands by his choice to help the boy, and as a result, the mayor dies, and Kenzo loses his social standing. That's not the dark part, however. What the boy grows up to become 9 years later is what gives the anime and the manga its title. He grows up to become a monstrous murderer, ending lives that would have gone on if his own life hadn't been spared. So, what do you think of this list? How many of these dark anime have you seen? Are there any that we missed? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoy my videos, please consider becoming a Patreon. It helps a lot. And also, here's a big shout out to Liam Winston, Lewis Innes, and others who are supporting me in Patreon. I just wanted to let you guys know, it's really a big help from you guys. Thanks for your support, man. Alright, don't forget to comment what you think of this video. And also, tell me what video we should do next. For now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.